We're going to talk about Ethereum today, and we're going to call this video what to do when the fifth wave is not coming. And we got some interesting things here to talk about. I am your host, the Cowboy. This is Elliott Wave Cafe. Let's get started. All right, so we're taking a look at Ethereum, and you see the high up here at 48.68. There was a big drop. This was in November 2021. Ethereum came down about 80% correction right there to the peak to trough, and we've been coming back quite nicely. I mean, the move from the lows here, it's about 113%, which, it's not that much, thinking that you actually dropped 80% in this market. So a pretty deep bear market. Now, in today's video, I wanted to talk about what happens when you do not have a fifth wave. And it's something that, I discuss with my members. It's something that, I pay attention all the time when I study Elliott Wave and when I look at structures. It's, everything begins as a three-wave move, and then eventually those three-wave moves become five-wave moves. And then the narrative changes because, it throws you into a different let's say, method of looking at the price and different mindset regarding to what's about to come next. So as we know, three-wave moves are counter-trend moves. They're usually happening against higher degree, let's say, primary moves. So if you can see in here, right, we have Ethereum established as a wave one. And then, we had a big correction again from November to, I think, what was this, mid-June, when we kind of slowed down in this decline. And June 18th, I think it was. So, you're looking at it and it appears, very clear that this is a three-wave decline. So, at the moment that this was happening in here, you had to assume that, it's not out of the question that a fifth wave could unfold following a fourth wave correction, and that would become, instead of an ABC, it would become a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the question now is that still the case? If it would have been a five-wave move, again, it would have been a different story, because then you would have an impulse, and you cannot finish a move from the highs to the lows with an impulse unless it's some kind of a connection to, let's say, to a flat formation. So if you were going to look at this wave one top to be up here, then you would have, let's say, a three-wave move in there, a three-wave move, and then a five-wave move in a flat, which, would have qualified for an A, B, and then down in C of a flat. You would have obviously looked very, very ugly, and quite disproportionate, and not something that I would have had any interest in counting, like, just out of respect for the Elliott Wave principle and the way the structures kind of look. So right now, I mean, I don't have a problem. You might ask yourself, okay, this wave one, what if it's back here? Well, it doesn't change the picture much, because, you can have a W, and this could be an X wave, just a quick X to new high, and then you can still have this as a wave Y through an ABC. So it doesn't really matter. I don't really like this much, just because of the depth of this correction. So I'm tending to prefer more that this was a wave one top, and then followed by just a, let's say, a clean zigzag in here, just an A, B, and then down in C. So let's go back to what I was saying about, okay, so this is a three-wave move, it's against the trend. So that means that the next move that we're expecting following this correction is a move to new all-time highs, taking 48.68. This is assuming that this is a simple correction and that you're getting just an ABC and nothing else follows after this in terms of correction, right? If this is a simple zigzag and you're done, any move above this level here in Ethereum, about 3580, will be considered the beginning of the next leg high. Not the beginning, but the the level of confidence that it will be quite high, that a larger third wave, it's underway, and it's developing, it's already moving, it has already been moving, and this is just another stop in the way of that advance. And the reason why I say that this B wave it's important is because if you're going to go complex in here and you're going to have an ABC, usually if this move is not enough to correct the entire advance in Ethereum and wants to go complex, then usually X waves are coming up into this level. So this could be an X wave in there, and then you decline again in an ABC. And you see this with many markets. This is the risk that nobody actually knows for sure. Now, we can study this decline and say, fine, it's been quite a deep decline in here. I mean, what are the chances to get another X wave, to extend this even lower, right? Let's say that, that's not enough and you go ABC and you have another X and then another ABC to look something like that. I mean, it would be quite a big correction. Not out of the question. It's not something that I'm dismissing. But I think the level of this decline was quite impressive in an 80% move, to satisfy enough for this to be over this low. But we'll actually not really know until we're moving back above this 3580. So going back to my 2-day chart, it is, and kind of looking at it, you can see that this rally from these lows, it's steep and it's moving higher, quite strong. And we're retracing more than 38%, and we're actually pushing higher than 50% also. Not only that, but we're getting very close to this 2159, which is the previous wave A low. So for this to be a 5-wave decline, the markets will have to stop below this level to count this impulsively in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You really don't want this 4th wave to penetrate the territory of the wave 2 or to get inside the wave 1 in there. So you want that to stay below. Usually wave 4, from a fib retracement perspective, it doesn't really pass 38%. If you're getting into the 50% and 618 territory, that's an alarm sign that this is probably a 3-wave setback. So for all those waiting for another move lower in Ethereum, you have to think about what type of correction you have what type of move you have from this low to this high. And if you ask me, this looks mighty impulsive. It doesn't look corrective. It looks like you got a 1, 2, and then you have a wave 3 in progress, and that wave seems to be continuing. We had a little bit of a resistance back there, and we sold off a little bit from these zones of support, but now we climb back above it. So the first clue that this is likely a 3-wave correction is that this was an impulsive move off the lows. The second clue that this is not a 4th wave is that you've climbed back above 38% and you're getting very close to the wave A low. Okay, and once you get towards the 618, you can get a pullback, but I don't think it's going to be a return to new all-time low, to new lows in here. It's probably going to finish up in there as a wave 1 or as a wave A, and then you're going to pull back in a B and do a C if it wants to be a complex correction. So just kind of stay with me. So if this is an ABC and this is an impulsive move of these lows, right? That means that that's a 1, that's a 2. You're doing a 3, you're going to do a 4 and a 5. Something like that. Okay, that's going to become either wave 1, so maybe that's going to go all the way up into this trend line right there. Okay, so now if this is impulsive, it cannot be a wave X on its own. It's got to be either a wave 1 or a wave A of X. So ABC, let's say that if it's a wave A of X, that means that you're going to get a 5, so that's a 5-wave move, then you're going to get a correction in a B, and then you're going to go back up like that and create, let's say, wave X right there. And then you sell off in another A, B, C. So that would be the connector move. So this has to be, if it's an impulse, right, either a wave A or a wave 1. So if it's a wave A, again, it's a part of a correction. If it's a wave 1, it's a part of the next impulse higher. So once again, now if it's a wave 1, it's going to be like that. So that's an A, B, and then down in C. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, wave 1 can go there. Then you're going to get a setback like that, maybe back towards the trend line. That's going to be a wave 2, and then you begin the next advance higher, and that's going to be a 3, a 4, and a 5. And you will continue to push. So this trend line is important. I think Ethereum has got a little bit more to go, in my view, probably towards the 618, where you have 2096 level. Then you're going to approach this A wave low at 2159. So anywhere in this area here, Ethereum is probably going to start to slow down or have a little bit of a headache. And then what happens from there, it's either going to be, a triangle in here, and then another push higher. Let's say for the sake of the argument that this is an ABC like that, right? Because some people might tell me that, like, hey, what if that's an ABC? And, you're ready to move lower. That's fine, and then if Ethereum kind of comes back below this level, then I'm going to know that probably this was a failed move and you're actually looking for the next decline, for the next leg lower. But until you come back below these levels, I think this is, still has characteristics of a strong move. So I'm not going to tell the market what to do. If it does, if it comes back below, then that's my clue that, listen, this is possibly a 3-wave move. But that does not mean that you're necessarily going to return, because an X wave can be formed of a double zigzag. So you can have an A, B, C, X, A, B, C. So you can be like that and continue to stay in a channel and have an X wave, and then you decline. So this can continue higher, okay? So what's the level that's going to tell me that a new wave is actually beginning and it's kind of pushing to the downside with even more conviction will be a break below this level is right there. Okay, and then, sorry to break it to you, but, you can't really tell for sure until this dam here breaks, this trend line, and this level back here, which is about 1,000, right? So if you're coming back below 1,000, then you might know that you might have, the next leg lower in a 5th wave. Some other people might say, well, Chris, what if this is a triangle, and, you're shooting up in the wave A of a triangle in an ABC, and then you're going to do another ABC down, and you're going to do something like that, to which I say, that's totally possible, bring it. I'm not sure if the environment that we're in right now, still going to call for a big sideways moves like that. I tend to doubt that, but, it's possible. If we're going to see something like that, another 3-wave decline, and then you're coming maybe, close to these levels again, and then you push higher, right? Then then we'll know that this is likely a triangle, and then this will become a 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, then you're going to get a 4, and then when the triangle finishes, you're going to get a 5-wave move, which means that, looking forward, Ethereum is going to get a B wave in there, for, let's say that's an A, then it's going to get an up in B, and then a large decline in C to the next leg lower. But I'm talking, multiple scenarios in here, but this is just to kind of, discuss some of the arguments that are out there regarding of kind of how this forms. So for me, for right now, the break above this line is very important, and the more we climb, the stronger this becomes, and the less likely it's going to be that you're going to get some kind of a fake move higher, and the likelihood that you're going to break above 35.80 and move higher in Ethereum above 48.68, they're going to increase. So for right now, I'm waiting to see if we're going to get a wave 1 of these lows, and kind of how that's going to look, and that's going to solidify that argument that that the Ethereum, it's about to move to new all-time highs, let's say maybe into next year or so. So once again, something that starts as a 3-wave move and does not become a 5-wave move, it's an important clue that this correction, it's over, and then you're looking, for a rally higher. Okay, so as the market does not give you those criteria as I talked about, right? Just to stay around 38%, have more of a, corrective structure. We can talk guide out of alternation if you want. So this was a pretty sharp move higher. It pushed into the 61.8% for a wave B. So if I take my fib tool and I do a retracement, that's into the 618 right there, which is a pretty sharp move. So you would expect, let's say, a wave 4 to be more of a triangle move, more of a sideways move. And with the rally that we've had, which is that deep, that negates that. Ideally you would have wanted this 4th wave to kind of remain like that, somewhere sideways, without it pushing higher like that. So that's, again, that's an important clue. I'm looking at the trend line, so we spend a little bit of time. This is a 1-day chart, but this is a 200-week moving average. We've spent a little bit of time below the 200-week. Not much. What is it? A couple of months in here, not even, maybe about a month, to June 18th to July. And then the markets quickly reversed, right? So we did not spend a lot of time below the 200-week moving average. This was a kind of a great consolidation in here. You had this big reversal formation on the daily time frames with a, which you see this in Bitcoin as well. So with a bullish engulfing, you had your zigzag in here, very nice. And now you're breaking higher. You're above the 50-day moving average. So the trend is changing to the upside. With the caveat that you're going to have into those $2,000 level, 2,100, and 2100, 2159, where you're going to find resistance, because the 200-day moving average resides right there, 2269. So between 2000 and 2200, this level in here is probably going to be a little hard. But again, it could be just a simple 4th wave forming and then with another push back up higher. So this is not going to happen overnight, but it does look like this 200-day, it's something that's going to get challenged, and it's going to offer, resistance. But we've climbed above the capitulation candle, which is very important. We're continuing to climb. We're in an uptrend, and you want to be watching, the trend lines in here as important support. So you have a trend line right here. That's the base, and then we have another one that's kind of climbing like that. And we have taken out this downtrend line that's been coming from the highs and connecting those. We have a little bit of a reaction, but now we're back above it. And eventually we're probably going to travel, all the way up here to this trend line that's connecting those highs. And then if we're managing to kind of break back above it, right, then a larger uptrend begins. So anyway, it's Ethereum. It's still in a downtrend looking at this, right? And I think, right, the bears have a lot of arguments that, this move, it's against, let's say, a downtrend in here. But the question is, is this downtrend over and the market begins, a new cycle, a new advance higher? And, I just presented you the arguments in kind of, what to look for to establish that, that discussion and that base, and kind of where the resistance levels are, and kind of what I'm looking for, to see. So I don't expect this to go off that easy. But the fact that, you've climbed back above this resistance and you're going in a pretty strong impulse. Again, I think that's quite encouraging for the price action moving forward. You're seeing also, just to quickly touch on equities, you're seeing also a, nice reversal up there in the stock market, and, a return towards risk. If it's going to be a big failed rally, it's probably going to be across all the markets, and everything will crash back lower. But I ask you this: what would be the catalyst for such a move when already into this decline, we've had as many bad news as we could get from this market, with bankruptcies and capitulations and flush down on leverage, and, anything bad that could happen to this market already happened. I know Ethereum has got, a big merge coming, I think, into September, and there might be some volatility regarding that, but, the market flushed down a lot of this. I mean, it dropped down, 80%. So I'll leave it at that. I hope this was helpful. Any comments, let me know. Maybe this was more of a slower video, but again, the purpose of this was to get you thinking about, what happens when you don't get a 5-wave move, and you're expecting a 5-wave move, what to look for next. And these are some of the things that that I can come up with. So I'm sure I missed a lot of other information in here. Maybe we'll touch on some further videos. But again, it was mostly a talk about corrections and levels to watch for when the markets come back from those corrections and what they mean. So I'll be cautious, not to get too bearish in Ethereum until the market shows you that it's returning. And for me, an important one would be a break back below the 21, below the 20-day, and then a break below the 50-day. And those things are good. If they happen, then you're returning to more of a bearish narrative, and you can start to bring arguments. But until then, the market, it's in a pretty good uptrend in here. So I'll leave it at that, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, give me a thumbs up and a comment, and a like. And come visit us in the Pro Room if you want to trade with us and see our regular daily videos and trades, live trades that we're taking, and macro we're covering every single day. So talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.